you still live in Memphis?
Well, I still have a spot there.
Okay, cool. But you had to get a spot somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful day, man.
Yeah.
But you know why? We do the history of our rappers. Our rappers are starting to die in our own city. So which means, fuck with our city, love your city.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, no. But be careful. But be careful. Because most of the hate in the world comes from people that's just like you. So just be careful. You look at Jinx. That happened to him. Freaky Tom.
Tell them, Lord.
A lot of guys that it happens in their own city. So I'm not saying love your city, respect it, but also be aware that it's good to be outside. It's good to be outside. It's going to be other places, but you always check in. It's all good. The Dolph, man. I just want to tell you thank you, man. I want to tell you congratulations.
Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes, right?
Ooh la la, are we win?
She go.
Ooh la la, are we win?
We go.
Ooh la la, are we win?
She go.
Ooh la la, are we win?
Okay.
Ooh la la, are we win? Ooh la la, are we win?
She go.
Ooh la la, are we win? Ooh la la.
Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? Get now tuned in. POPAVIST. POPAVIST TV. That's the show. We live. We rolling. We unscripted. We authentic. That feeling. Back up in here. One more again. So if it's your first time, please come on in. Over here, we deal with sports, hip-hop, interviews, entertainment, anything that's pretty much under the sun that we want to talk about. So if that sound like something you can rock with, then before you exit and go ahead and hit stage left, kindly hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Yeah, you get alerted when I upload the videos. And if it's not your first time, then y'all already know how I do. And you already know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We clearly in the end game now. And we is in the end game. And we in the end game because, a couple of days ago, they just exonerated two of the alleged killers, of Malcolm X. Muhammad Aziz and Khalil Islam. And so I say, damn, all these years later, 82 years, one of the people, one of the brothers is no longer here. His family was outside the courtroom and just saying, his whole life experience with his father pretty much was on the visit. And then obviously he's not here to relish in the exoneration of his name. And you say, damn, a lot of people go and just brush it through, and it's quick news because we in the microwave era, we in the matrix, you know what I mean? And so shit goes past the timeline, or I'll call it the ticker, so fast that it just get a brief thought. Well, you gotta say, damn, imagine, people, that was wrongly convicted of something, minor, rape or robbery or murder, but not to this magnitude, because this is Malcolm X. This is, this is the person who's credited, whether you, agree with it or not, to stand up for the black man and pretty much give us our swag back, to give us some confidence back and some some fight back, some push back, because a lot of people believe that we kind of was lost that or was losing that, and then here he come, speaking the word to the right and telling people what it is and what it's not. So imagine being innocent of that. and you know, people wanting to harm you, and you know, just your family being involved because of, again, the magnitude of, you know, who was involved. So you know, just all these years later, you know, we just seen you know, Maya Moore, you know, fight for her, you know, now husband, his innocence, and so many people, you know, we see years later after it's too late, and you can't get that time back. And you know, being, you know, I'm being funny, but I'm not when I say I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail. Like these people who sit for years. The dude that was on I can't think of his name right now. Could sing real good. He was on America's Got Talent or the Voice or whatever, and he was in like Louisiana or one of them crazy, you know, down south places where they still got chain gangs and shit. He was wrongfully convicted of doing something, spent 25, 20 years of his life in prison. You can't get it back. So we hear these stories over and over and over again. But again, just take a little second out of your time to think, being how you watching this video and say, damn, nah, you getting charged with killing X. Like, you know what I mean? You see, even when speaking to X, like, you know what I mean? Where my dog's at? Rest in peace, X, YO. People was, you know, on the internet being funny, but they really wasn't. Like, yo, we got to find the, you know, the drug dealer that sold them the drugs and the bad dope and all that, or whatever it was, and, you know, what have you. You know what I mean? People want to arrest, like, you know what I mean? For, you know, iconic figures and people that just touch us in a different way. So we in the end game for that. Seeing that, excuse me, pass across the timeline. I'm like, oh shit, after all this time, now they telling us that the DA and, you know, people in charge are supposed to be handling shit the right way was withholding and, you know, keeping back some pertinent and you know, evidence that could have just showed us what it was then. But we know that, you know, the system is, like how X said, it's a corrupt, vicious, hypocritical system that has castrated the black man, and the only way that he knows how to, you know what I mean, to fight back is just to strike out. That's on the Ghostface, that's on the Iron Man, I mean, no, that's not on Iron Man, that's on Supreme Clientele album. But we also in the end game, you know what I mean? Because you know, young Dolph, he just got you know, he just got his life taken, you know, no less at a bakery. And you know, this shit is just crazy. That's why the Purge mask is on. If you still tuned in, you know what I mean, and you a newbie and you like, yo, this shit's looking real crazy. Like, this is a side note. I had a bitch that be doing the most tell me that my shit look like it's doing the mostest. Calm down, pump the brakes. You know what I mean? They know who they is. Doing the mostest. But, you know, no less at a bakery. Like, just blatantly, like, this shit is the Matrix, but it's really not the Matrix. And, you know, I'm going to say, oh, but you're black. It's like a movie. Like, just recently, a couple days ago, man, I think maybe it was like last week. Sometimes the times do be merging. Somebody was letting, you know, fucking shooting right on the Jackie Robinson. You know what I mean? Like, out the sunroof, like this shit is the Fast and the Furious. And when you see the, you know, I was about to say the footage, but you know, the video, you know, the photos, you know, of the, you know, the two, you know, assailants coming out with the joints. And somebody had sent me, you know, a picture like, yo, look, this the person, or they think this is the person that, you know, that killed him. And also, before I even go any further, rest in peace and condolences, you know, to his family, to the Thornton family, you know what I mean? Robert Thornton, you know what I mean? To the Thornton family, you know, for losing a loved one. Obviously, he was a, you know, I'm sure a provider, and there, you know, providing in a lot of ways, helping a lot of people in a lot of different ways. And even the video that I did see with, you know, people talking out, they had a you know, a visual for him, you know, a little a memorial right where this shit happened, on the side of the cookie spot or the bakery. And two people came and shot one person and tried to shoot the shit up on some movie shit. Like, so, you know, y'all know I be in these YouTube streets and I be running through these YouTube alleyways, and they shoulda never, and all that. Even on Instagram and Twitter, like, you know, just to see what people is talking about and check the temperature. And before I even, you know, say what people were saying, I'm going to say, y'all know over here on POPAVIST TV, like, yeah, I deal in full transparency. That means I can see you if you not hiding, and you definitely can see me because my shit is open. Come on in. So, you know, I be in the comments, and I ain't gonna, you know, sit up here and say I was a big fan and, you know, was really rocking with the music, you know what I mean, because I wasn't, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, a couple of head songs you could, you know, go to the gym to, hit the treadmill. I love listening to the ratchet shit, especially when I'm at the gym, you know what I mean. Popavism 101 interviews, you know what I mean, motivation. And, you know, the 100 shots after his car got shot up in Atlanta, you know what I mean, and he went right to the show, and, you know, I had to like look and see about him, you know what I mean, to see like, damn, why they murk another rapper. And that's why you see the clip before the, you know, POPAVIST made smoother than you see NORE, you know what I mean, who I fuck with NORE, you know what I mean, the drink champs, you know what I mean, and he was kind of like telling them, you know what I mean? Like, look what happened to Chinks, look what happened to this person. You know, it's cool to fuck with the hood and be around the hood, and you from the hood and you rep the hood, but yeah, you need to be going home somewhere else. And, you know, the brashness of the, you know, the killers, whoever they are, you know what I mean? They say they don't really have nobody yet, but then they got these guys, you know what I mean? These young dudes, 23, 19, and I think 22. You know what I mean? Highway chase, end up crashing on the boulevard, trying to get away. Shit is crazy, shit crazy. But they saying, you know, I'm not saying, they're saying, like, you know what I mean? Like Game said, I heard Suge smack Game. I ain't saying I seen Suge smack Game. I said I heard they, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is what they saying in the comments. That, you know, that YOGOTTI got something to do with it. They was beefing, and again, I'm not tuned in and locked in, so I was oblivious to all this shit. Certain things, you know, I just don't rock with, or it doesn't take up my time like that. And again, in the world of, you know, everything is, you know, microwavable. Like, this is the microwavability is like this, and I probably just made that up, microwavability. But just like y'all, I'm sure y'all see shit and whatever, you know, strikes or whatever, but you know, they're supposed to have had beef, and that's why you know, allegedly his car got shot up, but it was bulletproof, and he went and did the show. He didn't sign to him years ago. You know, deep street shit, supposed to be, you know, in them streets and getting to the bag. You know what I mean? For the little small documentary and little videos that I've been seeing, checking them out, seeing like who he is, you know, what was he really about that would cause, you know, two black niggas, you know what I mean? You can see by the hat and the jeans and all that. And that's what people were saying in a lot of the comments, like, oh, it's this dude, it's that dude, under some dude post. Like, yeah, did you kill him? Like, are you dumb? Like, you know what I mean? And then even some people in the comments, like, this is the level where we at. Some people like, yeah, niggas is brash enough, niggas is dumb enough to be like, oh yeah, I did do that. Because everything is for sale, like I be saying on the channel. It's all for sale, like a 50 Cent reference. Niggas' whole lives be for sale. Nothing is sacred. So that's why you can be at a memorial for, you know, not even that if you knew him or not, just paying respects out of. One person was saying, they was a grandmother. Like, I'm just paying my respects. And, you know, when you hear some of the stuff, some of it can be shocking and amazing when you put the beat on. But if you were a certain age and you done seen, you know, some shit as myself, I don't be shocked and amazed. Mostly, I'm not saying shit don't shock and amaze me, because sometimes you can be surprised. Like, word? Like, what the? You know what I mean? You be like, wow. It really just mind boggles you, and you just can't believe it. But for the most part, you be like, oh, when you put the beat on, you start listening, you like, oh no, I'm not shocked and amazed when I hear this shit. I'm not shocked that you know what I mean, niggas just busting out the sunroof, letting off on the highway, or two assailants, but you're black, rolling up to the bakery in daytime. Like, this shit is not in the nightclub. You not in the back of the alley. This ain't no hotel or Mimi, you know what I mean? Like, this is the daytime, bro. People was coming to get coffee and fucking cookies. And, you know what I mean, let off so many shots, and they say, allegedly, that he only, you know, got shot 2 times, and that was fatal enough for him to be out of here. And, you know, I always quote that, because it's like, you know, the little, like I said again, the little small documentary that I was watching, they was like, you know, he, you know, was from Chicago initially, then moved to Memphis, where it's super hood, super crazy, super ignorant, a lot of crazy shit going on. The ghetto, not just the big cities. And, you you know, was with his grandmother. She was trying to raise 3 boys, and it was tough. So you went to the streets, and yeah, you know, you run the streets with the thugs with a grudge, and you know what I mean, like only God could judge. That's a great, you know, great fire reference. You know what I mean, and so you know when you went to that, they say, damn, 12 years, 10 years into the music business now, you trying to find a way out of the street shit. And the rap game is the crack game, or at least sometimes it reminds me. Like now, like sometimes the rap games remind me of the crack game. You sport, you know what I mean, with black dames, and you know, it's a lot of elements, obviously, that's intertwined, and that's why it's so fascinating. That's why it draws you in one way or another. You know what I mean? And it's just unfortunate. You know what I mean? Black or not. You know what I mean? But obviously, when it is black, you say, damn, it's not them that's knocking us off. Oh, it's us that's knocking us off. And that's a Tupac reference. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? But he said, be a victim. Like, you better be mindful of be a victim. You know what I mean? And we are being victims to the most heinous shit. Some of it's the most heinous shit. You know what I mean? Baby father killing the pregnant moms and, you know, like a lot of wild shit that we be doing. And I'm not saying that other people don't do it to themselves, because I don't really care about that. I'm not living with that. I'm living with, but you're black. So, you know, real quick, you know, before we close out on that, is like, as far as the Gotti shit, again, I'm not saying I never would get up here and say some shit like that. If you already tuned in, then you already know. But for people to even be throwing that shit in the air, is like, you know what I mean? And it's not even far-fetched. It's because y'all going back and forth, whether it's social media or even, like I said, some real shit done actually spilled on over into them streets. And then being both of them is from Memphis is like, it's just, you know, it looks whack. It looks like, damn, this is what we got to do to survive. Like, you might as well not even get in the rap game if that's what it's going to be, right? Like, you know, and, you know, everything is not always what it's cracked up to seem like it is. So you just got to take that with a grain of salt. Once again, the streets don't love nobody. Niggas is not loyal, you know what I mean? Bitches is not loyal. And, yeah, you can actually become a popping, you know, successful rapper from the shit that I've seen. Obviously, he was, you know what I mean? A lot of, I think maybe like 7 or 8 mixtapes or even albums, considering the releases on, you know, distribution, all that type of shit. But again, from the shit that I was looking, is like successful. Only to be murked at a bakery in your own hood, that's super crazy. You already know what it is. It's your boy, POPAVIST. You was just tuned in. POPAVIST TV, that's the show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so sometimes, yeah, we just do what we want to do. We authentic, not because we did 100 years on the sun. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.